BY4 mock, which is June 2015, question 7. So quite a chunky bit of text to read there, and it's all about the synapse and the effect of these poisons on the synapse. So explain the toxic effects of the organophosphates. And your knowledge of how this synapse works is going to have to come into this. But you can't just explain how a synapse works, because that's not answering the question. So you need to explain the toxic effects of this. So you need to go, the question's really about ACH, acetylcholine, and what's the effect of this organophosphate on our ACH? And then saying what wouldn't happen. So this organophosphate inhibits this substance here, cholinesterase, A's enzyme. So you need to go, what does this enzyme normally do? If it doesn't do it, what are the problems you're going to get? And that's where you're going to put in your knowledge. So this poison here is going to inhibit this enzyme, and so you need to tell us what the enzyme would normally do and the problems if the enzyme didn't do it. Part B. Psychoactive drugs can affect synaptic transmission in a number of different ways. Suggest some different mechanisms by which psychoactive drugs could decrease the rate of synaptic transmission. 4 marks, so you need to say 4 separate things here. So you need to go to your synapse and think of all the different ways that you might be able to decrease synaptic transmission. And so if you take a diagram of what happens in the synapse, think about ways of slowing this down or inhibiting it, and there are a number of different suggestions that you could come up with. Things that, okay, if this didn't happen, for example, if a drug made it so this part didn't happen, then that would stop synaptic transmission, and I need to come up with various examples there. And they are going to give you a mark for naming one of the drugs as well, possibly as well, even though it doesn't ask that in the question. BY4 mock, which is June 2015, and the question 8, the choice of essay questions. And a general point here, it does say any diagrams should be fully annotated. So the marks are going to be for the annotations for your diagram rather than the diagram itself. But it's a good idea to include diagrams if you like. The examiners reported that both essays were popular and straightforward recall. So straightforward recall. And as long as you're recalling the right areas, then I think we're happy. So describe the role of the electron transport chain in the synthesis of ATP. And it says don't include anything about glycolytic link reaction, Krebs cycle, so not required. So just talk about chemiosmosis and everything that you know about that, and maybe include a little bit about how plants and animals are slightly different there. But synthesis of ATP. You kind of know whether you can do that question or not. By far, in my view, the easiest way to get these marks is by attempting B, describe glycolysis and the link reaction. And so all I'm going to do is go, yeah, there's my notes on the glycolysis, there's my notes on the link reaction. Krebs cycle? No. Just glycolysis and the link reaction, and you should find everything that you need there. So just let it all pour out using all the right terms, and you'll be fine there. So generally well answered there.